The Amex purchase protection and return protection are great tools to maximize your benefits. I personally have used them and have gotten back over $955 in the last 6 months. Today, we'll share more about these benefits and how you can maximize your benefits while shopping with top-tier credit cards that waive the annual fee for service members and their spouses.
Welcome to the Military Money Manual Podcast, where every episode is all about achieving financial independence in the military faster than before. We believe personal finance shouldn't be boring or intimidating. Building wealth can be simple, and financial freedom is the ultimate financial goal. Now, here's your hosts, Spencer and Jamie.
Hey, podcast listeners. Welcome back to another episode of the Military Money Manual Podcast. I'm your host, Spencer Reese, co-host of the podcast with my good friend Jamie. I'm also the owner of militarymoneymanual.com and author of the Military Money Manual book, available on Amazon and my website. Today, my co-host Jamie and I are talking about the Amex purchase protection, or American Express purchase protection and return benefits on credit cards. So the three main ideas in today's episode are to understand what the benefits are, to understand what kind of benefits that we've been able to use recently, and how you can use the purchase protection and return policies to cover your purchases and earn more out of your already free annual fee waived military credit cards. If you got a second, you can do it safely, especially if you're not driving. If you are driving, pull over and then give us the review. But please leave us please leave us a 5-star review on Spotify or a rating and review on Apple Podcast. You can mention how good Jamie sounds and how good I look on the podcast. That helps us out a lot, and it helps spread the word about the good things we're talking about on the podcast. And it'll get the podcast in front of more military service members, which is always a good thing. Okay, Jamie, let's start talking about purchase protection. You had a recent success story, actually success stories. What happened?
Yes. No, I'm kind of a nerd on this one, Spencer. Surprise. So I'm going to share a couple highlights of things that I personally have taken advantage of these offers and the protection, and then we'll go into the specifics of each coverage. Recently, I had a MacBook Pro adapter dongle thing, the thing that goes USB-C to HDMI and USB. Well, my dear family lost it while they were traveling to visit friends in Seattle. Hello, Taylor and Bobby. And that was a $68 credit. All I did was fill out the paperwork online, just a claim. No paperwork. No returning in a receipt, no details, no interviews, nothing like that. Just a claim. That was it.
So I got a question about that one. You purchased the thing within the protection window. Is that how you were able to make the claim?
So the purchase protection window, we'll get to the details, but basically what it is if you buy it on one of your cards that has it, like the American Express Platinum card, and then inside the window, which is 90 days on most cards, if it's damaged, lost, or stolen, you can make the claim for the amount. And there's a cap per year and per event on some of these higher end benefits, but this one is easy, $68 coverage, just like that. I also recently on our new MacBook laptop, we got a scratch. No one in my family knows how it happened. I wasn't on the laptop when it happened. That's all I know. I filed a claim with it because it got damaged within the first 90 days. I had to go get a quote for this one from an authorized repair facility, but Amex ended up paying me $619, which is what it cost to replace the screen. That was it. I got a quote. Here's the receipt. Here's how much the estimate was. And then $619 statement credit. Boom. And then the last one I'll share is I bought a Kindle e-reader. I've mentioned that a couple times on the podcast now. And while we were in Cancun, it was just my wife and I in Cancun. I don't know how it got scratched. She doesn't know how it got scratched. It wasn't me. Anyway,
mysterious.
Amex gave me $100 credit because it was scratched within the first 90 days. So damaged, lost, stolen, and your purchases are covered. These all come as card statements, not as direct deposits or checks or anything like that. Sometimes, like I mentioned, they'll quickly approve the credit with no additional paperwork. Other times they'll ask for a receipt and like a quick 2-page form that just kind of repeats the instance of how it was damaged or how it was lost and things like that. I think it depends on the size of your claim, how much you spend, and how many claims you make and details like that. But it's pretty straightforward and is well worth a 10-minute investment of your time to fill out the claim online to then make, $600 for your damaged MacBook, for example.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I guess it goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyways. But don't abuse a benefit. Don't commit insurance fraud. That's not what we're encouraging here on the podcast at all. But it is amazing that, hey, if they're going to offer this benefit and you purchase something and something happens into it in the first 90 days, or on some cards, you have up to 120 days. And again, check your terms and conditions to see what's actually covered. But that's a fantastic benefit. And if it takes you less than 5 minutes to do it and you can get a couple $100 back, man, that's a great hourly rate. I'd probably hold off on the smaller claims just because that's me. But for the bigger claims, like if I buy something and like a MacBook Pro and it gets damaged or scratched within the first 90 days, heck yeah, I'm going to file a claim and get that repaired so then I can enjoy the use of that product for years to come.
Yeah, great point about insurance. Obviously, it is an insurance claim and you have to do all the normal insurance things. It's definitely not worth it, even for several $100s to get thrown in jail for insurance fraud. So definitely don't go there at all. But damaged, lost, or stolen, that's pretty impressive coverage, and a reason why I personally like to use the Amex Platinum card or a similar card with this benefit, which we'll talk about in a second, on big purchases or electronics or anything like that is at risk of getting damaged, or I want to protect it because it's expensive, like a MacBook laptop. So I'll even forfeit a little bit extra earning on a different card just to make sure it has the coverage of this protection, for example. So Spencer, can you kind of just run down the list of some of the card that it's on? I think we did a quick scrub. It might not be all inclusive, but just kind of give them an idea of some of the other options.
Yeah, sure. So on our little research elves went ahead and did this for us, but Amex Platinum, so that includes all varieties of the Amex Platinum. For instance, like there's the Amex Platinum card exclusively for Charles Schwab, or also known as the Schwab Platinum.
That's a very formal name.
Yeah, it is. Exclusively. So I just did an article on that. You can Google Amex Platinum Schwab military, and I talk about how you can get the annual fee waived on that Amex Platinum as well. And that's another Amex Platinum in your collection there. The Amex Delta Reserve Card, American Express Delta Reserve Card, the Amex Hilton Aspire, and the Amex or American Express Gold Card are the Amex cards that should provide the purchase protection. I didn't mention an Amex card. Go check out the terms and conditions and see if yours covers it. Jamie, does the Amex app, if you open up the Amex app, does it talk about purchase protection kind of in the card section?
Either from the app or the desktop browser. If you go to your account and then click on the benefits tab, you should find it there. It'll be labeled purchase protection. And then, by the way, if you need to file a claim, you just go there. Usually it takes less than 5 minutes, but if you go under the benefits tab, yes, it's right there. And it should say purchase protection as a benefit if it's applicable to that card.
Awesome. Yeah. So I just pulled up my Amex app here. I clicked on membership at the bottom on one of my Amex Platinum cards. And then under benefits, I went and clicked on see all. But if you click shopping, it's under the shopping category. And you can click on return protection. And then it just pulls up the part of the website relevant to what you clicked on. Okay, so we talked about Amex cards. For Chase cards, there's the Chase Southwest Priority. It's a similar benefit to the Amex Platinum card that we'd already talked about, except it's extended an extra 30 days. So you actually get 120 days, which is pretty awesome. Chase also has the World of Hyatt card, which has a similar program. 90 days, though, for that one. And Chase Freedom Unlimited also goes out to 120 days. I would suspect the Freedom Flex has a similar benefit. Is that true?
I bet it does. I'm not sure off the top of my head on that one.
Yeah. But definitely the Chase Freedom Unlimited, probably the Chase Freedom Flex. They're very similar cards. One earning 1.5x ultimate reward points on every purchase. The other one earning 5% cash back, but really it's paid in ultimate reward points. So it can be a travel card as well if you use the points through your Chase Sapphire Reserve Card. IHG Premier card also has a similar purchase protection program. And in terms of Citi, the Prestige does, but that card is not open to new applicants. And then I haven't checked the Capital One Venture X card, but I'm pretty sure they offer a similar program as well. But do your own research, listener.
Yeah.
And buyer beware. Okay, Jamie, so we talked about the purchase protection. What about return protection?
So return protection is another great benefit. And this allows you to claim with American Express primarily, I'll talk about first, if the company will not let you return it within the specified window, and that is within 90 days of the date of purchase, or I believe it also is the date of delivery if it's not the same day. So quick story, I got an Apple mouse when I bought that MacBook. All of this was on the Platinum card like I talked about. I decided I didn't like the mouse and I wanted the Magic Trackpad or whatever it's called instead. But I decided that on like day 16, and Apple only has a 14-day return policy. So I submitted a claim. They wouldn't take it back because it's outside their 14-day return window. And boom, $89 credit for not being able to return it. Recently, my wife bought me one of those cool, like minimalist wallets that I thought I wanted. Well, it came in, it was a $79 wallet. It was for my birthday. This company, Facebook ads, thousands of 5-star reviews, and they wouldn't respond to us when we tried to return it. We documented the attempts. They wouldn't let us return it because they never responded. Amex reimbursed us for that $79 purchase because we weren't able to return it. And again, for both of these, your mileage may vary, but it was no extra paper required other than the online claim submission. I didn't have to go for any interviews or file a police report or anything weird like that. So the details of the coverage on this benefit is, again, see your terms and conditions on your card under benefits, like Spencer mentioned a minute ago. If you try to return an eligible item within 90 days of the date of purchase and the merchant won't take it back, American Express may refund the full purchase price, excluding shipping and handling, up to $300 per item, up to a maximum of $1,000 per calendar year per card account if you purchased it entirely with your eligible American Express card. And purchases must be made in the US or its territories. So they do say that you may be asked to send the item back to Amex. I personally have made, a handful of claims and have not seen that yet. They also require the items must be in working order and not visibly used, defective, or damaged. So you can't go get like a bike and ride it for 89 days and then say, oh, they won't let me return it. They are strict on the not visibly used line. I've had an issue where I rode a bike once and the store, the Navy Exchange actually in Hawaii, wouldn't take it back because it was used. And I put that in the remarks because that was the scenario and they denied that claim. It also doesn't cover things like tickets, baseball game or concert tickets or anything like that are not covered as well.
Good details there, Jamie. Thanks. Just doing a quick scrub. It looks like the American Express Platinum Card, the Amex Delta Reserve, Amex Hilton Aspire, Amex Bonvoy Brilliant, and American Express Green Card all have that return protection benefit. The Amex Platinum Card has a special benefit beyond return protection and purchase protection, and they call it the extended warranty protection. What's that all about, Jamie?
So it's just like it sounds, and it's an extended warranty. So this coverage is for when you charge a covered purchase with your eligible card. The extended warranty will provide up to 1 extra year added to the original manufacturer's warranty. It applies on any warranties of 5 years or less, and coverage for the extended warranty protection is up to a maximum of $10,000, not to exceed $50,000 per card member account per calendar year. So if you buy something like a big TV, probably a great card to use is one that has extended warranty protection like the Platinum Card. So just this week, I got approved for a $45 credit. This is probably one Spencer wouldn't waste his time with, but I just love these little wins. My wife has a pair of cycling shoes that were kind of separating at the sole. We bought them on Amazon in July of 2021. They came with a 1-year warranty, so we're obviously now outside that. I submitted the claim. 2 days later, we got the statement credit. No extra paperwork or anything was required other than just the initial claim online. And again, you can file that claim under your account benefits tab. You can learn more and then file a claim straight through there. There's also a phone number if you want to do that, but then you got to give them all the details over the phone, and it's just awkward. It's much easier to do online. 5 minutes, maybe 10 at the most if it's a complex thing, but really quick and really worth your time if it's a expensive purchase or a big electronics item for sure.
I thought you were going to say it was a $4,500 credit, but
nope, just 45. Just 45.
Big win for you.
The small victories, man. You got to take it, stick it to the man when you can,
I guess. If someone's not losing, Jamie's not winning. So we hope today's discussion encourages you on your journey to financial independence while you serve in the military and helps you maximize the military benefits that you can get from annual fee waived credit cards. If you're interested in signing up for annual fee waived credit cards, or you don't know what we're talking about with like all these Amex Platinums and Amex Bonvoy Brilliants, you can get these cards with no annual fee. Military spouses too. Military service members and military spouses can both get these cards for no annual fees. I've got an entire course about it. Over 8,000 people have taken it, which is pretty mind-blowing. And that's at militarymoneymanual.com/UMC3, Uniform Mike Charlie 3. And just as a review, today's main takeaways are understand what benefits you can get from these credit cards. We talked about purchase protection, extended warranty, and return protection. Jamie shared a few stories of benefits that he's been able to use recently, and some of them can be pretty big wins, like a $600 MacBook scratch screen repair which can definitely be a bummer if you just bought it less than 90 days ago.
Yeah.
And then finally, how you can use these benefits to protect your purchases and get even more out of your annual fee waived credit cards. Hey, listeners, as always, if you have any questions or feedback, please message us on Instagram at Military Money Manual. Getting about a question or two a day on there, which is pretty awesome on Instagram. Also, we've got a new podcast-specific email address. It's podcast@militarymoneymanual.com. Military Money Manual, all spelled out there. We love the questions. We love the messages that we've been getting. We appreciate you joining us today, and we're very grateful for all of you listening. Keep sharing the podcast with your family and friends and coworkers. It means a lot to us. And also, thanks for listening, Dad. We'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks so much for tuning in to this episode of the Military Money Manual podcast. If you're enjoying the show, please feel free to rate, subscribe, and leave a review wherever you listen to your podcasts. This helps others find the show, and we really appreciate it. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next episode.
Hey guys and gals, Spencer here again. Before I let you go, I want to let you know about two things. First, my 100% free course. It's called the Ultimate Military Credit Cards course, and you can sign up today at militarymoneymanual.com/UMC3. I've been running this course for over 4 years now, and we just celebrated our 7,000th graduate. In this course, I walk you through an absolute beginner's guide to travel hacking and opening your first fee-waived credit cards in the military. Again, you can sign up today at militarymoneymanual.com/UMC3. It's 100% free, no spam, and you can unsubscribe at any time. Second, my book, The Military Money Manual, A Practical Guide to Financial Freedom, is available on my website and Amazon today. Head over to shop.militarymoneymanual.com, or if you want the Amazon version, search Military Money Manual. This is the book I wish someone had handed me on my first day in the military. In this book, I cover the exact money tactics and investment strategies I used on my path to achieve financial independence while I served in the U.S. Air Force. The book is the best personal finance book specifically for you, whether you're an active duty, guard, reserve, a military spouse, enlisted, or officer. Any ROTC or Academy cadet can benefit from the tactical and strategic advice I lay out in the book. But don't just take my word for it. Here's 2 reviews of the book. Ryan on Goodreads.com wrote, "The most comprehensive investing personal finance book specifically written for military members I've read so far. This book should be handed to every new LT at commissioning." Matt on Amazon said, "This book is incredibly straightforward, easy to understand, practical, and useful. This book should be on the Commandant's reading list." Thanks, Matt. If you're interested in the book, head over to my website, shop.militarymoneymanual.com. And podcast listeners can use promo code PODCAST to get a special discount on the ebook, audiobook, and hardcover book. You can find the audiobook on Audible, the ebook on Amazon Kindle, and the hardcover book on Amazon. Or again, head over to my website and use promo code PODCAST for a special discount. Thanks for listening.